मेरे लाइफ का बिगेस्ट टेम्पटेशन है चॉकलेट। मैं चॉकलेट के लिए कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ। आधी रात को पागलों जैसे अपनी फ्रिज को रेड करती हूँ। You know, chocolate is sweet, wicked, yummy sin and is perfectly made just for me. So let's make this sinfully perfect dessert today, sponge cake with chocolate mousse and Galaxy Glazing. So what I have here is butter, lots of it. I'm going to put butter into this bowl and add to it castor sugar. And now what we're going to do is cream it. So to this now, I'm going to be adding my eggs just one at a time. We add our second egg. We're also going to put in our vanilla essence. And now for the last bit, which is our flour. I'm just going to mix this in, otherwise all of it is going to be on me. Well, our cake mix is absolutely ready. This is my baking tray. Add a little butter to the tray. Just smoothen this up on all sides. 180 degrees, 20 to 25 minutes in a preheated oven, and that's all it takes. So it's 20 minutes, our cake is baked, so let's take it out of the oven. So I'm going to leave this here on the side to cool. And now, all I'm going to do is fold the chocolate ganache into this whipped cream very, very carefully so that I do not lose the airiness and the fluffiness of this whip. Now, you just fold this all in. Our mousse is now absolutely ready. I'm going to keep it aside. Our cake is completely cooled, so I'm going to take it out and I'm going to cut it. And this layer, which has come apart, I'm going to put back into my tin, and on top of this, I'm going to add my mousse. So I'm going to now give it a nice good boom. The reason being, if there are any air bubbles, it kind of bursts, and what you will get is a nice smooth top that now I'm going to freeze in my fridge before I put our next layer. And now for the last part of our sponge cake, we're going to be making our mirror glaze. We need water. We need sugar, castor sugar. We need condensed milk. I love condensed milk. And we need fire. And now, to this, I'm going to be adding our bloomed gelatin. So now I'm just going to whisk this. This is ready. I'm going to put this fire off. And into this goes white chocolate. So it's just layers and layers and layers of flavor. This is done. The white chocolate has completely melted into our glaze. What I'm going to do is transfer this into this bowl. And now I'm going to keep this to cool. But before that, put some cling film over it. So now our glaze is absolutely the right temperature for me to pour it onto the cake. And I'm going to be taking out this cling film. And as you see, it's nice and smooth. It has absolutely no thick skin. And that is the reason why we had to put this cling film on it. Now the prettiest part of putting this wonderful cake together. So now I'm going to divide this. All right. So now I'm going to be adding my color. Keep this. Beautiful. So now that our colors are ready, comes to our last and final step. So here's my baking tray. Here is a little stand. My mousse sponge cake has been chilling and actually has been freezing for quite some time now. Just remember, every time you have to put a glaze on a cake, that cake just has to be frozen. So here is my cake. I'm going to unmold this. And now I'm going to take this. Okay, here is color number 1, followed by lots of love, followed by wonderful dreams. And this is how you glaze a cake. And now for some fairy dust. This cake is so gorgeous that I don't think I want to slice into it. But right now, I'm just going to put this into my cake. And I'm just going to put some blueberries. That is it. The most romantic sunset ever. And I think you should watch the recap really carefully and come right back.
Sponge cake with chocolate mousse and Galaxy Glazing. For sponge cake, in a bowl add 125 gram softened butter, 125 gram castor sugar and whisk it together. Add 2 eggs one at a time and 1 teaspoon vanilla essence, 125 gram self-raising flour and whisk it again to form a homogenous batter. Spray 1 tablespoon butter in a baking container and add the prepared batter in it. Now in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius, bake for 20 to 25 minutes. Now in a separate bowl, fold 200 gram whipped cream with 100 gram chocolate ganache. Your ganache is ready. Cut the sponge cake in 2 halves from the center and put 1 half in the baking container as base. Add the chocolate ganache on top of it and flatten it out. Cool it in the refrigerator for 20 minutes. For the mirror glaze, heat 250 ml water in a pan and add 300 gram castor sugar, 200 ml sweetened condensed milk, 40 gram bloomed gelatin and simmer it on a low flame. Now take it off the heat and add 300 gram white chocolate cubes to the mixture. Mix it well. Pour the container in a separate bowl and cover it with a cling film touching the top surface of the mixture. Rest until it cools down. Once it cools down, pour it in 3 separate bowls and mix first bowl with 1 teaspoon yellow gel food color and Second bowl with 1 teaspoon red gel food color. Now mix all the 3 liquids together and pour it on the cake. Sprinkle half teaspoon color dust and garnish with chocolate carvings and blueberries. Your sponge cake with chocolate mousse and Galaxy Glazing is ready.